Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Monday, June 17th, 2024. Let's take a look at the charts. I'm going to start with the big picture, and that is that the daily chart version looks similar, but this is a weekly bar chart that shows the clear settlement last week above this meaningful, January low. This is a 6-month plus channel top, a little over 6-month channel top that we settled above last week after testing it quite a bit the previous week. In fact, it's 124.66 this week. You can see on the daily chart it's at 123.96. And there was some degree of hesitation for about a week here until last Wednesday when we gapped above it and it held and we began to pull away. And so we clearly settled above this structure, 123.96 daily chart, 124.66 weekly chart, now anticipating a doubling, if you will, of the width of this channel to the 158.38 channel top. I call these the full channel extension, and that is now our 1 to 2 month target. And as I've been saying, we may see this over the next 3 or 4 weeks, perhaps. On the way up, I'll show it on the daily chart. We have resistance. Let's see here. 137.33 and 142.66 on the way up. 137.33 is, it's like a 3-week almost channel top right now. I have it as a session containment level only. Under other circumstances in other markets, I might call this a 3-star resistance. But given the fact that we are fresh off the heels of a secondary long-term buy signal, I want to keep it light here and don't want to over-encourage aggressive selling if it's on the short side. Taking profits here on a 3 to 5 day swing trade, that's great, and that's what we've been recommending. Following the settlement last Wednesday above the 123.96 formation, we've been mentioning this 137.33 formation as a 3 to 5 day target. We've also been mentioning 142.66 as a 1 to 2 week objective, and we're 3 days into that target. And so we could test 137.33 today. It may well contain daily buying pressures. And if we were to close above 137.33, we're just another day, 2 at the most, from reaching our 1 to 2 week objective at 142.66. 142.66 is a month-long channel top. It goes back about 4 weeks. It can absorb weekly buying pressures, and from here we can fall away. But finally, it would be a settlement over the next week or so above 142.66. That would then indicate our longer-term objective, our 1 to 2 month objective at 156.92 in as little as 2 to 3 weeks. So that is the stair-step approach right now, but I don't want to dilute the message, and that is to say that the mid-150s remain, our upper 150s on the weekly chart, our 1 to 2 month target that may be realized much sooner than that. All true above 124.66 and on the daily chart 123.96. So let's take a look at the day itself. I've got nothing more than Friday's extremes as our pivot points. 132.84, Friday's high. 128.32, Friday's low. And so if we break 128.32, we should fall back, or I should say could fall back to 123.96. That would be a counter trend, a sell signal. Counter trend meaning that we are in the midst of a secondary long-term buy signal. And so breaking 128.32, I don't think you can count on 123.96 as a day support level, but just know that the market can continue to grow weak through the balance of the day below 128.32. But we're much closer to Friday's high of 132.84. And if we happen to push through, especially open above 132.84 today, yes, 137.33 in reach. And by the way, all the minor points are carefully chosen. They have meaning. They're either meaningful intraday support and resistance highs on the 5-minute chart. They could be, for instance, I can tell you right now this 136.23 is a trend line off the highs over the last few weeks that precedes the 137.33 channel top, so forth and so on. But our 3 to 5 day target has been since last Wednesday, 137.33. It can contain daily buying pressures. It may well contain buying into later week. You never really know, do you? And so if you're an aggressive 3 to 5 day swing trader and you're long right now, you're taking profits, perhaps at least some at 137.33, but you may consider playing the short side. Technically, My time frame is generally 3 to 5 weeks out on the trading and investing that I do. I don't have the time or the energy to day trade the markets because I'm so caught up in the analysis end of it. I run a commodity trading advisory, have for 30 years. I do about 10 different markets a day on the commodity side. Wicked stocks, I do 4 daily markets: the NVIDIA report, the Tesla report, the daily Q, and the daily SPY, along with 2 stock picks every week. So, I don't have the time or the energy to get caught up into the short moves. Although I see the opportunities present themselves, I just can't go there because I get drawn in and it winds up absorbing too much time and energy for me. So I learned a long time ago to play the big picture. And so, I wouldn't play the sell signal that would or could emerge following a test of 137.33. For me, it's be long, stay long into July above 123.96, anticipating the upper 150s and climbing over the next 3 to 5 weeks, maybe 1 to 2 months.
Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington, an original shark from Shark Tank. Wicked Stocks has an innovative and comprehensive service that empowers near-term traders and longer-term investors to take control of their financial journey. Their offerings are crafted with the trader's needs in mind, providing them with precision, affordability, education, and comprehensive market analysis. Their goal is not just to provide data, but also to equip traders with the knowledge and tools to use it effectively.
Let's get back to the downside, that if we happen to test this 123.96 long-term channel top today, it's backed up by a 3-week channel bottom at 123.68. This area, the two combined, may well contain selling through July, as I say, and above which we are in the midst of a secondary buy signal into the upper 150s and climbing. But if we did close today below 123.96, and that is the wrong image, below 123.68 to 123.96, then we are indeed anticipating a 2 to 3 day sell-off to 115.86. And this is a 2-month channel bottom. Now, there's a bit of a contradiction here because on the one hand, if we close back below this 123 handle long-term support, that is in itself a rejection of a longer-term buy signal, and that has perhaps mid to longer-term downside implications. But in terms of playing the short side aggressively as we move through the month of July, I'm not comfortable doing so unless we happen to close below 115.86. So closing below 123.68, we've got a 2 to 3 day sell signal down to 115.86, where we could bottom out for the week, possibly through next week, and round back up again perhaps. Closing below 115.86, I would then expect this newly formed rising channel bottom at 96.45. But if you keep this image in mind of 96.45, this newly formed channel bottom, just know that if we do close below 123.96 today, that formation would be considered an attainable formation. I would begin to look for evidence that would support that because, these buy signal rejections have sell signal qualities. So closing back below the 123.68.96 region today, and if you were to exit your longs and begin accumulating a short position that would anticipate the upper 90s and climbing, I have no problem with that. But in terms of sell signal clarity, that would emerge with a settlement below this 115.86 channel bottom, which I don't think we're going to see this week. But yeah, if we close today below 123.68, we will. But I don't expect that to happen. There is definitely bullish momentum on your side if you're on the long side. And if you're a 3 to 5 day swing trader, you're anticipating 137.33. I also have no problem if you're a 3 to 5 day swing trader holding out for the possibility of 142.66. So while you may take some profits at 137.33, you may hold out for 142.66. This is an area, 142.66, where we can top out for the week and fall away from. If there's any point between 123.96 and 156.92 that can give this market trouble near term, that is to say, on a week or two basis, it is 142.66. But also know that over the next couple of weeks, it converges anyway with 156.92. Which really sort of supports 156.92 as our next big picture objective. Is there anything else for me to say? Yes. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of that 5-day free trial. Check out that daily triple Q and daily SPY analysis. I will say, last thing, that the the triple Q, the NASDAQ 100 and the triple Q are in the midst of testing 2-year channel resistance, a targeted area we've had now for a couple of months that we actually reached last week. And so while we're at all-time highs in the triple Q and NASDAQ 100, we are in an area where this market can have real trouble sustaining bullish momentum as we move through the third quarter. Highly susceptible to bearish rotation over the next several months. I'm going to leave it at that for Monday's NVIDIA report. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Tuesdays. You have a great day.